5 habits that prevent you from getting rich. In this video, I will tell you about the differences between the habits of poor and rich people. The 5th habit that stands like a barrier to financial freedom and prevents you from getting rich is that you are very comfortable being in debt. I was at the mall recently and there were 2 girls in line in front of me buying a pair of tank tops. The guy who was at the register tells them, "If you open our store credit card, right now you can save 5% on your purchase." The girls, of course, say, "Well, let's give it a try." The guy walks away, at which point the girls almost start praying that they will succeed in opening a credit card. I'm not against saving money to avoid paying where you can, but in this case, the store just got its customers on the hook, and rest assured, it won't leave them until the money on the credit card is maxed out. Plus, you can save 5% by buying just 2 t-shirts. But that's not normal, to say the least. It means that there is something wrong with your thinking and your finances, to say the least. Because in this case, a credit card becomes slavery for you. It's called borrowing from your future, which means borrowing right now, then being in debt in the future. In general, this is what modern consumer society lives by, sinking more and more into debt. In the past, people took credit only for large purchases, real estate, cars. Today, however, they buy their clothes, electronics, furniture, food, and even go on vacation on credit. Most corporations are working to get you to buy their iPhones, which by and large are no different than the same unknown brand you will be buying because new fashion and you need to be on trend, and how to keep up with your neighbor, and I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. In today's society, rich people live differently. When I say rich, I don't mean millionaires who make tons of money, but also spend everything they make. That's a bankrupt formula. To me, a rich person is someone who today lives on a modest salary, but he has the habits of rich people. He doesn't live in debt. He spends less than he earns. He pays himself first, invests, learns financial literacy. This kind of financial independence is a marathon. It's not a short-distance race, and to run to the finish line will help us quality habits of rich people. In their book, My Neighbor is a Millionaire, Thomas Stanley and William Danko did research with 600 millionaires, and they found a huge number of differences between the poor and the rich. Make sure you read it to delve even deeper into this topic, because this is the foundation, this is the basis of your financial well-being, and the investment tools are the aftermath. The 4th difference is that rich people have developed a habit of reading books and constantly learning. Tom Stanley and William Danko found that the average millionaire spends about 5.5 hours a week on his learning. He reads books, articles, watches videos like this one because watching training videos has a positive impact on all areas of your life. When I watched an interview with billionaire Mark Cuban, he said he spends 3 hours a day reading literature and books that are related to his field to always stay on the cutting edge. Warren Buffett with his partner Charlie Munger also reads financial statements, whereas the average person reads only 2 hours a week, and 84% of average people don't read at all. For them, learning is left somewhere far behind, back when they went to school or institute. Now write down how many hours a week you spend reading books or watching educational videos. The 3rd difference between rich and poor is that the rich pay attention to their health. They have a habit of exercising all the time. Most people underestimate how much strength and energy it takes to develop a business, create a successful project, create capital, and then manage their financial resources wisely to become rich. But they don't realize that becoming rich is only half of the task, and they also need to stay rich. This is much more difficult. It really requires a lot of time, a lot of vitality, and stamina, and you have to operate under conditions of uncertainty, stress, and competition. That's why, on average, rich people spend 6 hours a week on physical activity, exercise, and sports, while many only 2 hours, or often not at all. Of course, it is easier to sit on the couch in front of the TV, sipping a beer, and accuse that all the rich have stolen, all the places under the sun have been taken, and you can't get anywhere. The difference between the habits of the rich and the poor is that the rich spend an average of 2.5 hours a week on social media, and most of them don't have a social media account at all, whereas the average person spends 18 hours a week on social media. Of course, If your business or brand is about leading on social media, it's okay to spend more time on it, as you can attract and make more money through it. Yes, if you spend all your time just to see how other people live, it is a destructive habit that steals your precious time and attention from you. Attention is one of the most valuable resources today. Companies spend billions of dollars on advertising just to earn your attention. Just think back, have you ever had a time when you picked up your phone to then see some news, some message? You clicked on it and 30 minutes have passed and you haven't even noticed that time is flying by. You spend all that time on Instagram. I'll be honest, I've had that happen to me. Or when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is go to social media. And then 45 minutes go by and instead of focusing on yourself, on your plans for the day, you give your attention to others. And then you spend the whole day reacting to other people's events. Someone constantly wants something from you, and in the evening, when you look back at your day, it turns out that you have not done this and that. And it's okay, because it's a habit that's ruining your life. The rich spend less time on social networks and use them to make a profit, to attract customers to their business, not just to have fun. There's nothing wrong with finding enjoyment, but it has to be in balance. How much time do you spend on social media, and how can you use your time more wisely to make money, to get other people's attention? And remember, there are always active players in life, and there are those who are just sitting on the benches. They're also called fans. Everything I just told you about is expressed in very important habits and differences between the poor and the rich. Because wealthy people, they value their time very highly because it is the most important resource in life. You can earn money even if you are bankrupt now. Time will pass and you will get back on your feet. But unfortunately, you can never get back the lost time. When you are in a toxic environment of people who negatively affect you, it steals energy too because you are some kind of trash indicator of those you spend the most time with. Also, when you take out loans that you shouldn't have taken out, that steals your time too. One last thing I want to tell you is that the rich have a habit of keeping track of their money. They know exactly how much money is coming in and how much is going out from them, whereas the poor have no idea about such matters. But think about it, if you have a sum of, for example, $1,000 a month at your disposal today and you don't count and you spend more than you earn, how are you going to earn 3 times as much when you don't keep an account, even if it's the little you already have today? Imagine if a company didn't keep records of its income and expenses, didn't give a balance sheet of the assets it owns. The company would have lasted? Probably not. Would you want to invest in that company? I sure wouldn't. If you think this video was useful to you, please share it with at least one person you know. Also, would this information be helpful and support my channel by hitting like and leaving your comment below the video.